So today we're going to do some reviews on a few things I picked up. I picked up this 15-piece serpentine belt tool set by Husky. Like I said, I like to buy the Husky brand. I just want to show that before I flipped it around upside down, because we seem to have a crowd of folks who don't like up-down side shit or backward shit, whatever. Pardon my language. Anyways, this is what it comes with. Okay, let's see if we can get that to focus better. But nonetheless, I'm not gonna do a review as far as using the tool. I've used it probably 4 times already. It's a really good tool. Between this bar, which is an extender bar slash you know, more torque for your serpentine belt, and you turn this like so, goes in the box in there. And then the nice thing is it has a ratchet box in here that these bits specifically are designed to fit that pattern, and it works really good. It's you know, I'm not disappointed for the money. I think it was like 26 bucks or something at the Home Depot, and I got it because I did a serpentine belt on my wife's Honda before we got rid of it, and I tore 2 of my knuckles wide open and scarred the shit out of my hand. Not that I'm complaining, because scars just tell you you're still alive as far as the pain goes, and you know, they're just stories to be told later. So that's just a short review on the serpentine belt tool set by Husky. It actually has helped us with more than serpentine belts. This has helped us with getting motors top dead center when we need to get in a tight spot to the crank and turn a motor around, just to, like, for instance, the engine we were rebuilding on the Toyota, which the Toyota is gone, but the motor, we installed it, didn't realize we needed to leave it top dead center for the distributor to be timed with it. So we had to re-pull the cover so you see the top cam marks, and then we put this tool on the crank, which it fit nicely between the fan and the you know, block, because of the flat bar and the way it's set up. And then we torqued it around like that, and got it to top dead center, got the distributor in. It ran, you know, good. The motor had a clack, I believe, in the valves passenger side, but since we didn't do the valves, it was sent to us that way, pre-adjusted and dyno tested by the company, which I won't speak of because I don't like to bash people. So they sent it with the pistons, heads, and valves and everything already pre-adjusted and ready to go. So instead of dealing with it ourselves and buying a bunch of specialty tools to do valves and stuff, since we're just kind of starting up, we sent the truck down the street to a friend's shop, and for $100 he says he's gonna tighten it up, clean it up, and see if the company that sold the motor to my buddy is held responsible for the valves or not, or if something else is off with the timing a little bit, maybe, but I don't think it is. We had oil leaking out the passenger side exhaust manifold through the exhaust and blowing intermittent clouds of smoke, and then it would clack and then cut out and do a tick and then go back to clacking, and it's kind of intermittent sound, so it's not something that's typical you hear unless you probably rebuild engines all day, and then maybe you have heard it. But we don't have a bunch of specialty engine tools, so we just figured we will send it down the road. It doesn't cost that much to give someone $150 to tighten something up. We did get it running. We did get it installed. We did get it together right. Our distributor wasn't 180 out. It was only like an 1/8 inch to maybe a 1/4 inch of turning to the right, because it's adjustable. And it would fire up. So the timing with the distributor to the timing belt was just fine. We're not sure what went wrong, but with engines and transmissions, when you rebuild them, unless you have a super clean environment, you do chance that if, you know, like on a transmission, a human hair follicle can plug up a solenoid, or in an engine, you know, say you're sandblasting, you don't air blow out all the sand or flush it out with like cleaners and then blow it out and make sure you do your due diligence to get everything out. You can end up with a sand particle in there, maybe jam up a valve or something, or gum it up. So even though we did all that, we still have valves clacking. The motor was an upgrade to a bulletproof block, which they made the cams a little bit bigger, and I'm not sure if they made the stroke or the pistons a little bit different, bored them out or whatnot, but for some reason it's either within the valves, or the valves are coming up and the lobes are bigger. They might be hitting the valve covers and then pushing the, you know, the valves downward as they hit, creating oil to leak through or something of that nature. But it's off anyway, getting the valve seats done. Aside of that, we got rid of the red Jeep, the maroon one. We did the oil pan gasket. We did the train pan gasket filter, dropped the whole exhaust to get it done because it wouldn't come apart. We went over O2 sensors. We redid the spark plugs and the coil packs. We did a full tune-up. We did a new belt, new brakes on the 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. We did, the last thing we did is we were troubleshooting electric. We replaced O2 sensors thinking that it was actually the O2 sensor being Bosch, but it wasn't. The Bosch ones actually work in this particular Chrysler vehicle, which isn't normally happen, but it ended up being the bank one, sensor one, had gotten power steering fluid run down onto the harness, and it corroded all 4 wires near the harness plug on the car end of the harness, and was pretty bad. They were all touching. Every wire was touching, so all circuits were shorting out because they were cross-shorting by the fluid connecting the wires ground to power or to signal wire. And we got that fixed as well. We rebuilt the 4-pin plug because finding wire harness plugs without buying the whole wire harness is a nightmare. So we just rebuilt it, put it back together. No more blown fuses on O2 fuse. Next is it comes back and we have to do the passenger side valve cover, because the driver's side we did, but the passenger side has like cooler lines and a lot more in the way, so we're going to get to that later. Of course, I'm not showing repair videos because we're doing a review channel, not a repair channel. Some things we just show what we're doing, you know, but mainly here to review tools. So this is tool number 1 that we just recently bought. And then we'll be back with 2 more reviews today in just a minute, because I'm pushing about almost close to 10 minutes. You all have a good day, and I hope you like the reviews, even though some people have other things to say. We're trying to stay positive and just help folks out with not spending too much money if they only wrench every now and then around the house. I do it every day. I use Husky tools, and I think the only tool that I've had by them that's actually failed on me recently was the pin that goes in their 3/8 swivel head. Started coming out, and I had to buy a new swivel head, but I don't know if it's due to someone torquing on it the wrong angle or what they did to create that. You wouldn't have thought that that would happen, but you know, not every tool comes out with the best quality control. Could have just been 1 out of 100 that done that. I don't know. Alright guys, you have a good day. We'll be right back with another video of some other stuff we've purchased or have come across through working on houses. One thing is for the auto shop business, but we were doing some handyman work and then was paid or offered this particular item. Anywho, let's get to it.